Doja Cat's at it again in her latest tweet. She said, "Don't bring your kids to my show. Be a responsible adult and don't bring your kids to my show." Doja, come on, girl. Listen. I mean, if you are, I don't want to assume your gender. Hear me out. I've watched a few of your videos, and I have to tell you something, and I didn't watch them outright just because, I like your stuff. I really don't like your stuff. But there was one video that kind of stuck out. And the intro is what really stuck out, because you said, your tweet, "I don't make my music kids." Well, in a music video you did, Doja, it's called "Need to Know." The music video for that, I'll give you guys a little, snapshot, or you might see a visual of it. But at the intro, it's so weird that you have this like fake little spaceship going up to a tower, and the colors are very much like cartoons. Like, I know stuff that would appeal to, what's those things? Kids. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that the intro of your video seems a lot. And here's what's crazier. The very next piece of that video is you sitting down in what looks like a alien costume, but not really alien, but like anime alien. Kids again, ain't that weird? And you're playing a PlayStation 5. Now, I know you're going to say, well, adults play. Come on now. Come on. Look. I know you can fool a lot of people. But not everyone's that slow, Doja Cat. Come on now. You trying to get on this moral high ground about how you don't bring your kids, my music isn't for kids. Then probably, hear me out, novel thought, maybe don't package your music so kids buy it. Maybe don't package your music and the way you look and the way you dress and the colors you use towards kids. Maybe don't do that, and parents won't think that the album and the music and stuff and the way the beat is, that kids won't listen to it. Perhaps. Just a thought. I'm not a marketing genius or anything, but I'm just figuring, if you're not trying to attract kids, maybe stop trying to attract kids. Maybe. Just maybe. Just think about that for a second there, Doja. That maybe what you're messaging in your tweet does not match your messaging in your songs. Or at least your music videos. Now, your songs, I can 100% agree with you. Like, I will 100% agree with you. None of your songs are for children. I mean, some people in the world can use them to make children, but trust and believe me, they're not for kids. I fully agree with you, especially one where you dress up like a demon. That was definitely off the table. But at the same time, please don't count us as idiots when you blatantly make your music videos in color scheme, in imagery, directly aimed at children. That makes you a liar. A blatant liar. You know exactly what you're doing. All of you do. You know full well you want little girls twerking. You know full well you want little girls being promiscuous. You know full well that there are going to be adults purchasing this music for their kids. You know full well that every kid has access to your songs, whether you want to make us believe you don't know that. I would nearly say about 90% of the kids who have cell phones have access to music stores. Wouldn't you say? From the age of, say, 13, maybe even 12, some kids have phones as young as 11. Now, if you know that you're not marketing to kids, say, for instance, and I've found this to be true, people, by the way, if you have YouTube Kids, did you know that there are tons of adult content on YouTube Kids? And you can't even filter them out. Why? Because they've marketed it as certain things, certain colors, certain imagery that don't get flagged as being adult. So Doja, don't play us for the fools to think that we're not seeing through your facade. Your music is indeed aimed for the younger generation. You know this from the beat to the colors to the imagery. It is intended for the younger generation to purchase and consume. But then when people who listen to your stuff and you want to buy your albums bring their kids to your show because they've seen your videos, all of a sudden it's a problem because you don't want kids seeing what you actually do. Don't back out now. Why are you afraid? I know people like you and Nicki Minaj don't actually like listening to your own songs around your own kids too. I've realized that. I don't find that weird. I do find it hypocritical, but I don't find it weird. I know that you want to poison other people's minds, but I find that you keeping it from your own kids is kind of disingenuous, isn't it? If your songs are so great and so groundbreakingly awesome, why are you afraid to share your career with your kids? Shouldn't they know what their mom? Oh, you probably don't want your kids to know that you're promiscuous every day and trying to raise more kids with them, or you probably have had multiple abortions. You don't want your children knowing that. Of course not. No. Then they see you in a bad light. Heaven forbid that they see the truth, huh? Yeah, I get what you mean. You don't want to harm your audience. And then you curse them for bringing their kids to the show when you're making money off of that exact same thing. You're a hypocrite, and of the worst kind, a satanic hypocrite. You have no moral ground to stand on anything, Doja Cat. You don't have a moral compass. How are you going to tell somebody what's right or wrong when you don't even know yourself? How are you going to do that? You got nothing to stand on. Your entire life is a sham. You live for likes. You live for people to address you as a certain way, to people lust after you, and you want to tell people how to live their life? Are you insane? I answered my own question. Of course you're insane. You have to be. You're so full of yourself that you think that somehow you want people to do as you say, but not as you do. Ain't that kind of crazy? You out here preaching all kinds of nasty stuff in your songs. And when kids hear it, and mind you, there's no filter really out there for it, or you get upset when you market to them. So on one hand, you're trying to diss the people that pay you while inviting the other people to pay you. It's all about the money to you. Because you already sold your soul, haven't you? I mean, your music tells us that. Because you have nothing else to offer anyone. You never spend time to develop yourself. The only thing you have going for you is maybe your voice, if that, and a worn out body that you know how to fluff up. That's what you got. That's what you offer. But you want to give people a moral compass to go by? Keep your moral compass. It's broken. It's not even right once. It's absent. Nobody needs your cues on what's right and wrong because you yourself have no clue what right and wrong is. For those of you out there who still have kids listening to this clown, hey, look, if you got to put a ban on the phone, put the ban on the phone. That way you've done your part. Curb it early, because this kind of influence is very pervasive. Very pervasive. And if you're not on your P's and Q's, before too long, you're going to lose your children to this demon. And the only person that they'll have to blame is you.